had had enough.
Well, you drove out there into the middle of nowhere and had some sort of loud verbal display challenging E.T. in general out in the middle of nowhere?
That's what I was doing. I actually had a pistol in my hand at the time. I was really ticked off. When I was having this fit, I was waving the gun in the air, okay, and I had this fit. And at this moment, I said, okay.
He was a Louisiana man named Montaldo. Folks around called him Six Gun Joe. Works with ICAR, don't you know? Investigating UFOs. Out for a drive with a gal one night, they stopped to check out the reporting site. When an alien lit right there on the ground, he commenced to throwing his weight around. Now, old Six Gun didn't take too kindly to that kind of thing, especially without Vaseline or anything like that, Seriously. Well, Six Gun looked that critter right in the eye and said, "Any last wish before you die?" He yelled, reached for his gun, quick as a twitch, and said, "Fill your claw, you son of a bitch." Now a legend spread across the land about this pistol-waving man. But if you're from space or from Earth below, you don't give no lip to Six Gun Joe.
Oh boy, hold on. Hey, hello everybody, and welcome to Into the Night with me, your host Sean Kelly, on this wonderful, beautiful Sunday night. Okay, here's the deal. All right, so please excuse the mess in the back. They kind of like screwed up my my green screen thingy. So during the show, I'm going to try to fix it up the best I can. All right. Hello, Mish. Good to see you. Heidi. Good to see you. Kevin, good to see you. Everybody, good to see everybody popping into. Sally, good to see you. Mish, boy, it's really nice to have everybody pop in so suddenly. I love it. I love it. And if my friend Heidi's, no, my friend Penny's out there. Hello, Penny. Good to see you. Thank you for popping in. I don't know. What a day. What a day. What a day. What a day. Life is good. I don't know. But I'm not going to get into it because tonight's not the night to do it. Okay, so Miss CL, couldn't make it tonight. But we are going to go and reschedule it for a week or two down the road. She got kind of busy and stuff like that. So, I respect her wishes, and she probably is very sorry that she couldn't make it on tonight. But we know how beautiful CL is. So, and that's okay. So guess what? We're going to talk about Halloween movies tonight, since it is my Halloween deal. Okay. This is my little thing going on before Halloween. And, I had to come up with something. And I was thinking Halloween movies. Okay. But before I go on, I have a couple announcements to make. First of all, I want to thank UPRN Talk Radio for allowing me to give you an hour on Sunday nights and Tuesday nights on this platform, 8:10 to 9:10 p.m. Much love to you, Cindy. Good to see you. And I really enjoy it. I really enjoy being on this platform. Let's see, what else do we got? Oh, yeah, right after my show tonight, okay, we have Don't Whistle at Night, and that's with Don Yazzie. And he has a pretty interesting topic tonight, okay? And his show starts at 9:10 p.m. tonight, Eastern Time. So, but yeah, it's kind of interesting. He has this guy by the name of Rippy Williams, okay? And they're going to talk about, like, I dated a skinwalker. Would that be crazy or what? Dating a skinwalker. That should be a very, very interesting show. Okay. Really would be. Don't forget Miss CL, CL Thomas, the Gateway Podcast. Her podcast is on Tuesday nights, 9:10. Yeah, Sally. Yeah, what? Big what? CL's on her podcast, the Gateway Podcast, was on right after my show on Tuesday nights from 9:15 to 10:15 Eastern. So it's going to be an interesting evening. Let's see. Kevin says originally Friday the 13th, where she looks out window and white sheet on clothesline. Now you see him, then you don't. Yikes. But yeah, so that's what's going on. This Tuesday, though, I had the honor to be on the Paranormal Heart podcast with Kat. And so, hey, there she is. Hey, Penny, good to see you. She made it. So this Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, all right, I am going to be a guest with Kat, right? It's been pre-recorded, so we already done the show. But and that's at 6:00 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're not doing anything around at that time, come and check out her show. And then an hour later, okay, or 2 hours later, then I'm going to have my show on Tuesday. So I'm really looking. It's going to be a wonderful Tuesday. Good to see you too, hon. Who selling? See, I'm going to see Garbage. I don't know. Garbage. Okay. Joni McGillick. Good to see you, honey. Welcome. I'm glad to listen. I'm just happy that there's all kinds of people popping in on the show tonight. So while I do my editorial tonight, I want everybody to think on what was their favorite Halloween movie. And then we can talk about it. How's that sound? Okay. Again, please forgive the mess behind my background. This is like my attic office. Thank you, Cindy. Yeah, it is. Kat's great people, man. It was a great people. But you know what, everybody? Here's the deal with that, okay? I know you could probably see me. Let me see what we got going on here. Maybe some other time. Yeah, they're disabled. That was yours, huh? But my editorial tonight, it has been brought to my attention again. And this is like the second time in about 2 or 3 months. People have been ridiculing the last one, yes. People have been ridiculing a lot of the hosts in their shows on UPRN Talk Radio. I'm not going to get into names. I'm not going to get into podcasts. I mean, the people who are saying things about, all the hosts and all their shows. Who in your right mind have the balls to tell other people that they don't know what they're talking about? Who has the balls to do that? I mean, if you think you're like one of the gosh almighties and you think you freaking know everything, okay? You don't. You don't. And you have no right to come on and tell the whole world that we are all wrong. That's right, miss. Don't talk about it. Don't give it energy. So true. But I just think it's a bunch of horse crap out there that people have to do that. If you have a problem with my show or any other host show, okay, come talk to us one on one. Don't be shy about it. We're not going to fight you. We're not going to argue you. But what really pisses me off is that people talk behind our backs and go another way with it. Okay, which is totally uncool. Totally uncool. And if you have a problem with UPRN, our guy who owns it, Joe Montaldo, talk to him or send an email to Michelle DeRoche and you can talk it over with him. Yeah. So, grow the fuck up. Okay. And be a man about it. I can guarantee it. Nobody talks about behind your back. No, it's real people. It's real people, Sally. So, that was my editorial tonight. If you got a problem with me or any other UPRN host in their shows, you come and talk to us straight up. That's my editorial for tonight. Okay. All right. I'll let that go. I'm good now. So yeah, Halloween movies tonight. Halloween movies. There's a lot of people. Let's see where we at here. Okay, Joni says, okay, we'll go with Michelle here. Need moderators during live streams. You can mute them or block them. Yeah, that's true. But then again, it's not so much during the shows. It's not when the shows aren't going on, Michelle. It's not, I don't know. I think it's a bunch of childish shit. Nah, and Sally, yes, it is real people. It is not bots at all. What happens, there's a couple people out there knocking other hosts here on UPRN saying, we don't know what we're fucking talking about. But, okay, all that anger's gone. I'm done. We're going to talk about, Mish says, something I have noticed in these rooms, not all comments are not showing up. Have found you can change it to all comments. Hey, Matt, good to see you, buddy. Sally, people are getting real comfortable being terrible. Hey, Joe Fox, good to see you. Good to see you, buds. It's nice to see a lot of good people in the room. There's a ton of good people in the chat room tonight. Hey, Miss Al, good to see you, honey. Good to see you, Al. Good to see you, sweetie. Thank you for popping in. So tonight we are going to talk about Halloween movies. Okay, we're going to talk about Halloween movies here. All right. What are your favorite Halloween movies? Michelle says, I like Stephen King's Misery. That was a good. Kathy Bates. Oh, yeah. James Caan. That was a really good movie. For me, my favorite ones, once you see one slasher movie, you see them all. Okay. You do. But I remember when my son was young, especially around Halloween, okay, we used to watch the old time horror movies. The Wolfman, Dracula, Frankenstein, with Bela Lugosi, Lon Chaney, um, Peter, oh, I forget his name is, Vincent Price. To me, those were the best horror film movies going, you know. American Werewolf in London, yes, that was a good one. Let me scroll up here a little bit and see. Let's see where we at here. Let me see. I know Kevin said something about his favorite was oh, what was your favorite again? Something about yes, they were good old movies, Penny. Definitely, absolutely were. Um, and then come The Exorcist, 1973. That was a freaking good movie. Matt says Hitchcock, yeah. Bates Hotel, that was a good one. The Birds, man, I did see The Birds one time when I was young, and dude, I was afraid. Yeah, you see a flock of birds, especially pigeons, man. I got creeped out. You know, I had to go. Penny says the Chili Billy shows too. Yes. Uh, Terminal Stare. Oh, those were the good times. But do you know, everybody, that the very first zombie movie ever made was filmed here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania? And that was The Night of the Living Dead. The Omen was a good movie too there, Penn. You know, the Night of the Living Dead, the one where it's in black and white, and all these zombies come out of the graves and they start attacking these people in this White House. You know what's the crazy thing about it is, though? I actually been to that cemetery where that was filmed at and actually did an investigation there, which I think was like really, really cool. Miss says, I watched Cujo when I was babysitting at 14 years old. I was so scared. Oh my God. Yes, Mish. Yeah, that kind of creeped me out too. That dog, just Cujo. Yeah, that was cool. The original, whoa, we jumped up. Hold on, what do we got here? The original Friday the 13th, Sean, very suspenseful. It was. All the first movies were the greatest. Okay, they really were. And then what did they do? Friday the 13th, part 13. But you know what? What's this one, Joe? Night of the Living Dead, starring John Fetterman? No, I don't think John Fetterman was alive when that one came out. To be honest with you. Mark Eddy said the scariest time when UPRN isn't on. That is the truth. Mark, I like that. That's cool. Sally says my stepdad had a friend that was in Day of the Dead. He got ripped apart, I think. Don't be quiet, Joe. Please don't. Don't be quiet, man. Don't you dare. I'll be mad. I'm going to have to come out your house and kick your butt, dude. Joe says, Night of the Living Dead starring John Fetterman. Don't you dare be quiet, brother. I swear I know where you live, Joe. You just talk away, brother. That's what I want. This is what it's all about. But yeah, it was pretty interesting. And what I think Tom Savini, you know, he's still around. Okay. And every now and then they will have zombie cons or whatever you want to call it. And he goes to them. Oh, Sherry, good to see you. She says, hi, Sean, missed you on the shows last 2 nights. Yeah, that's okay. Sherry, that's not a problem. Don't worry about it. It's all good. My question to you, Sherry, okay, is have you seen any mooses lately? You know the deal. You seen any mooses with like Halloween decorations on their horns? Miss says House had a guy from The Greatest American Hero. It was scary, you know. Yeah, Sherry butter mooses. It's an ongoing, it's an ongoing funny thing between me and Sherry about mooses. You know, so um, but I really enjoyed the song. Bah, someone with a big white beard. Ooh, okay. All right, gonna have to go up to Newfoundland and find that bastard and like say, hey, I'm the dude that can only do the thing. But yeah. And then The Exorcist. Do you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, everybody. Okay. I mean, there were times that we would go on investigations, and I know for a fact that we had to get rid of um, the spirits that were in the house. Okay, seriously. And I mean, we ran into a couple bad ones, and you know, at the time when it was really, really, really big, and people called like we'd do three a night, 3 a week. I'm sorry. There were times I felt like that priest in The Exorcist. You know what I mean? I really did. The old guy, not the young guy, but the old guy. This says my brother would always tell me to pull Santa's beard and a bag of Smarties will fall out. Oh, there ain't no Smarties falling out. But I will tell you this, everybody. I had popcorn earlier before the show, and I had to comb out the popcorn in my beard. It's funny. It's funny. Chucky's crazy too. That was a crazy that. You know what, Kevin? Honest to God, when it comes to dolls, I am so creeped out by dolls, and I'm so creeped out by clowns. I couldn't even watch it. Okay, I could not watch it. I couldn't watch Chucky at all. No, I just caught the uh, the things like 2 minute deals that Shelt talks about the movie. I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. I remember I did one investigation um, over in Avalon, and this one house, there was one room, one room was all full of dolls. Oh, okay. This said Beard provides meals for Ron. Okay. But no, there was a room, okay, that had all kinds of dolls. There had to be like 50 dolls in this room. I just, I went in, and as God is my witness, man, I'm telling you, man, I was getting like anxiety, because they just creep me out, you know. But back to The Exorcist. What do you guys think of that movie? Honestly, what do you think of that movie? I think it was a coming out movie for all the horror genre that was going on. And do you know what's crazy about these movies, especially these really scary movies? It's the music. It's the music behind the movies. You know what I mean? Sherry says dolls creepy me out, especially the porcelain ones. Yes, Sherry, I swear to God Almighty, I'm telling you what, dude, do that. Um, I've seen them, and I swear they follow me wherever I walk into the shop, and it, it, they're creepy. Oh God, yes, absolutely. But the music behind in the shows, in the movies, um, the scary low playing music, um, kind of like Joni said, that scared the crap out of her. Yeah. So this young priest actually tricked the demon to jump inside him, and in order to kill the demon, okay, he jumped down these steps and he died. Kevin says, babysitting when I was 18, kids all in bed, dimmed all the lights, watching Child's Play, and I turned my head. Kids had a Chucky doll sitting on the little chair. Damn near had a heart attack. LOL, tossed it. Sally says the Prince of Darkness scared me more than The Exorcist. I had to block it out of my memory as a kid. Oh, wow. That's crazy, Kevin. I don't think I've seen the movie The Prince of Darkness, though. But maybe I'll have to check it out and see what it's all about. I know I'm going to be watching some movies, this year. Because I have so much going on that I'm gonna, hopefully I'll be busy. I know Tubular Bells is very scary. Never heard of that movie before, Johnny. I'm going to have to check that one out. Penny says The Exorcist was scary, though. And I don't know. Could you trick a demon into going inside you? And would you actually jump down a flight of steps to kill it? Could you? Or what do you think about the Amityville Horror? That was another scary movie. And then you got the Haunting in Connecticut. There were so many. But you know what? Give me the Mummy. Give me the werewolf. Give me the Frankensteins. Give me the Draculas, the old ones. Give me those. Because honestly, if you watch them, those movies are kid friendly. And actually, it's like history watching those movies. And I enjoy them. How many Friday the 13th are there? Like 13 or 14? I mean, just watch the first two and everything is okay. They just change up the actors, Freddy Krueger. That was pretty wild, But once you see one slasher film, you've seen them all. I don't know how many movies Freddy Krueger had out, that thing. But just got tired of looking at Freddy Krueger. This says The Thing That Scared Me. Okay, The Thing, that was a good one. You know what else was a very good scary movie, believe it or not? And it wasn't a movie, it was a radio show. It was called War of the Worlds. You know what I mean? It was War of the Worlds. And that was great. That was great. Now, when we watch scary movies, do we want to be scared or do we actually need to see how ridiculous they are? Just putting that question out there. Do we really want to get scared or do we really want to see how stupid they are? Penny says, oh, I remember that scared everyone. They thought it was real on the radio. Yeah, they really did. And I remember a while back when we first started, me and Jenny, we had a show where we played World of the Wars. And, people were like really pretty funny, not funny about it. They were like pretty cool that we actually did something like that. Don't be surprised if I do something like that. Because that was really, really, really interesting. But you know what, everybody? We are at the half-hour mark right now, the 30-minute. That means we are going to take a 2-minute break. And I will see you in 2 minutes. So if you have to smoke a cigarette, go to the bathroom, do what you got to do. We will be back in about 2 minutes. So, enjoy.
If you have a paranormal experience that you would like to discuss on the show, please email us at paranormal.insight.podcast@gmail.com. That's paranormal.insight.podcast@gmail.com.
The night has come, it's cold and losing my control. Your light is gone, and lonely darkness fill my soul. I wish that you could save me from my isolation. It's way too complicated. Let's stop this conversation. this conversation. We got no relation.
Welcome to Paranormal Heart Podcast with host Kat Ward.
Okay, everybody, welcome back to Into the Night with me, your host, Sean Kelly, on UPRN Talk Radio, 105.3 Mississippi, 107.7 New Orleans. Excuse my background. This is my attic / office up here. For some reason, I lost my green screen thing of Australia. That's what I found out what that city was. So this Tuesday, I'll have a new one up, and we'll go from there. But I have a couple announcements to make, like I did at the beginning. This Tuesday night, I will be on the Paranormal Heart with Kat Ward. Her show starts at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and it was pre-recorded, okay? But I'm a guest on the show, so if you're not doing anything around that time, come in around 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can watch the show. That would be so great. And then 2 hours later, you'll actually see my show, Into the Night. Also, tonight, after my show at 9:10 p.m., Don't Whistle at Night podcast. And that's with Don Yazzie. And tonight, his show is... This is crazy. I might have to watch a little bit of this. I dated a skinwalker with Rippy Williams. So I think that's going to be like really, really interesting. And then don't forget, Tuesday night show is 8:10 to 9:10 p.m. And after that, we got Miss C.L. Thomas, the Gateway podcast, coming on after my show that night. So... And you know what? It's not so much, I like to give a lot of love to the shows that follow me, okay, because they need it. We all need love. But we also have a bunch of other great shows on here, too, on this platform. And you got Joe's show. You got News on the Flip Side, which is Friday night. Then you got the chat on Saturday night. And then you got The Outer Realm with Michelle DeRoche. And then you got The Angel Rock on Mondays. And you got Carrie Lynn Shellhorn on Friday nights. There's a lot of shows on this UPRN Talk Radio. And they have good shows. They know what they talk about. And they're very, very good people. All right. So back to our show. Okay. So we were talking about Halloween movies. Okay. What is your favorite one? Can you tell me what was your favorite Halloween movie? Oh, real quick before I go. I forgot. Miss CL could not make it tonight. Some technical difficulties, I would have to say. But we'll get her in a couple of weeks from now, and then she will do her spirit reading for us, her spirit art reading for us. I'm really looking forward to that, because it's kind of like interesting, and I don't know. So, like I said, we were talking about Halloween movies. Now, okay, so since the genres come out, slasher movies and vampire movies where the boobs hang out of the white things and stuff like that. They're called B-rated movies. Okay, and I saw some. And I saw some, but I was doing a little research by watching some, not the whole movies, but just like 2 minutes of it. And I'm thinking to myself, holy crap, when I was a kid, I mean, that was pretty crazy. And I was a teenager, you know what I mean? But back then I was more involved on how they would, kill people. From Dusk Till Dawn, to me, is the best vampire movie ever made. I don't know what you think. With George Clooney, that was the best vampire movie ever, from Dusk Till Dawn. It was like almost like also real. Very bloody, very gory. But I guess you have to put yourself into that mindset that that's what you want to watch. Now, could these scary movies actually mess with your psyche? Okay. Do you think there are actually people that go out there and imitate Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger? What would you do if you saw Michael Myers or you saw Freddy Krueger? What would you do? Is it, you know what? And to be honest with you, the way this world is so screwed up today, right? I'm sure there are Michael Myers out there, and I know there's Freddy Kruegers out there. Sally says, I was tending to my kids. Did anyone mention American Horror Story yet? I love that series. And Penny says, probably. Yes, Sally. I have watched that. That was a crazy series. And I don't know if they're ever coming back with it yet. But whoever wrote those shows, man, I'm telling you what, did a very, very good job. Now, there's a lot of people I know that would watch that series, and they thought the stories were like a little way out there, really, really way out there. But yeah, those were a good series. Who's watched the movie, or the TV show, The Supernatural, with Dean Winchester and Sam, and all the angels being bad and all the angels being good, dealing with skinwalkers, dealing with all kind of freaking monsters or cryptids you could ever think of. What did y'all think of that? Penny, there are probably people out there that try to imitate them, I mean, in the sadistic ways. No doubt these villains, okay? Sally says, I had 2 seasons left of Supernatural. It's a great show. In a way, as the seasons went on, and this is my opinion only, Sally, on Supernatural, they got really ridiculous. Like the episode 14 and 15, 13, 14, 15, they just got really stupid. Sally says, love it, love it, love it, especially Castiel. Okay. Joni got a good one there, The X-Files. That was great. And I wouldn't doubt it if some of the shows that they had on The X-Files out there, okay, were real true stories. Hey, Sparky, good to see you. But yeah, The X-Files. From what I know today, I can imagine what the UFO people did back then while watching The X-Files. Sally says, Miss says, Cancer Man. Yeah, the cigarette dude, he was creepy, dude. Miss, he was really, really creepy. Sally says, The X-Files is my favorite. I've seen it like 5 times in the last 4 years. And that's what makes, these scary Halloween movies or these shows, Supernatural, X-Files, and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, wow, and watch it over and over and over again. I think I caught Supernatural 3 times already, all 15 seasons. Okay. And I'll keep watching it. You know what's really cool about when you watch something over and over again? You find things that you missed the first time around, even in the second time around. So I think for me personally, Halloween movies are the best movies out there. Okay. The scary movies, like I said before, The Exorcist, Amityville Horror. What are the other ones? A Haunting in Connecticut. Those are good ones. Scotsman, good to see you, sir. Good to see you. I haven't seen you around. I hope everything's okay down there, brother. Haven't seen you around. Miss says, anyone remember the TV show The Ghost of Mrs. Muir? I sure do. Yes, I do remember that. That was a very good show, good movie. Rose Red was good too. Oh. Speaking of Rose, what was the name of that other exorcist? The other girl that it's about a girl by the name of Rose. What was her name too? Sparky says those like that was about this movie stuff, but they did put some lore into it, I think. Okay, yes, Emily Rose. Thank you, Sally. Thank you, Penny. Emily Rose. Now I read up on that movie before I came on here, and I was just going over it really, really quick. So I really don't know it. So you know what that means. I'm going to have to go and watch it and see what I think about Emily Rose. From what I saw in Wikipedia, okay, it was based off a true story from what Wiki said. And it's about a girl who got exorcised by the Catholic religion 67 times, and she ended up dying. You know, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So, as we get closer to Halloween, my question to everybody is, do you believe that they're going to come out with brand new horror films? Do you think they're going to come out with more so-called scary movies? The Brothers Grimm, that was creepy. The Brothers Grimm. The Scotsman says The People Under the Stairs. Yes. The Tommyknockers. That was another good one. What did Mish say earlier? Mish said Cujo. Sherry says that Emily Rose one was creepy. Watched it in the theater and came home to an empty house. So scared. Oh, wow. Penny says, I think so. And yes, love the Brothers Grimm. Brothers Grimm was a very good movie. Okay. But you know, I did a show on fairy tales a while back. It was a while back. And they weren't friendly. They were like horror. They were horror. Blood and guts. Kurt says, I think I heard they're coming out with a new Exorcist. I might be wrong, though. Okay. Sparky says, as a student of lore, I like movies that go more off of lore than spread out from that for a good show. Penny says, I think they will make new ones and remakes probably. And I'm glad you brought that up, Penny, because you know what? I hate when they remake original movies. I really do. Because you just lose the gusto about it. You lose the whole feeling about the movie. Okay. Now, I'll tell you what, another really scary movie, and let me share this with you. The Leprechauns. The Leprechaun movie. Do you remember that? And I remember my son, I think it was like 4 or 5. And so we watched the Leprechaun movie at home one time, and he loved it. But every time he heard the music, and whenever he saw the Leprechaun coming, he'd run into the other room. And he'd say, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy, is the Leprechaun gone?" I said, "Yeah," and he'd come out, and then we'd watch the movie until the Leprechaun came back on again. Sparky says, "I would love if they did a movie or a show on elementals. So much that could be done with that." That, you know what, Sparky, they could, you know. If I'm not mistaken, the Hobbits. I wonder if they'd have the Hobbits. Gratitude to you, Heidi. Really good. Much gratitude to you. But you know what, Sparky, what about the Hobbits or Lord of the Rings? You got your elves, you got your gnomes, all that kind of stuff. So there are movies out there that do have with the little people in it. There's a movie out there. It's an old one. It ain't scary, dude. But look up the movie, Google it, and it's called Brigadoon. Brigadoon. That has another movie that has to deal with fairies and fays and all kinds of other stuff. Okay, and Kimberly says the need a follow-up to Dracula Untold. Good, look it up. So I guess it just comes down to we're getting pretty close to the end here. And Kimberly said Dracula. We really didn't talk about Dracula that much. And I like all the Dracula movies. I really do. I think they're funny. I really do. I think they're funny. Do I think they're scary? No. Because hugs to you, Heidi. And all I know is that whenever you see the dude go like this, you know something's going to happen, right? But I love the Dracula movies. But the original one, I cannot pronounce it. Sherry says that she liked Dracula 2000. I like Nosferatu. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Nosferatu. You know what I mean? But the original vampire movie, that was the coolest. And like I said at the beginning of the show tonight, for me personally, I love the Lon Chaney's movies, the old one. Haha, Mish, I love you. I really do. If I was in Australia, I'd give you a smooch on the cheek. Mish says Dracula's movie sucked. That's funny. That's funny. Kimberly says they left the movie Dracula Untold where they were going to do another. It was good considering they've been done so many times. It wasn't really scary either, but it was well done. And that's what you know what, Kim, honestly, I agree with you 100%. It's only the B-rated Dracula movies that are like really creepy, you know, really, really creepy. And blood gushing and all kinds of shit. But you know what? We are on getting very, very close to the witching hour, right? So I want to thank everybody for participating in the show tonight. Don't forget, Dracula. Oh, God, Mish. Don't forget at 9:10 tonight, Don't Whistle at Night with Dawn Yazzie. And oh, you're welcome, Michelle. Kurt says, great show, Sean. Can't wait to catch you Tuesday night. I hope you and everyone had a great rest of their evenings. Have Sparkies, have a good night. Penny says, hugs to you too, Penny. But thank you for the hug. So right after mine, Don't Whistle at Night with Dawn Yazzie. and their show's going to be I Dated a Skinwalker with Rippy Williams. That's going to be cool. Don't forget, this Tuesday at 6 p.m., I am going to be on the Paranormal Heart podcast with Cat Ward, and I'm looking like, so that's at 6 o'clock Eastern. Good night, Kimberly. Good night, Sally. This was fun. Thank you. Sherry says, have a great night. Great night to you. Thank you, Penny. Thank you. Sherry, don't forget, say hello to the mooses with me. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you very much. Children, if you can, please go to your parents, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. And parents, please go to your children, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. And if you have no parents, and if you have no children, find somebody, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. Because those 3 words, I love you, go a long way. And on that note, good night. See you Tuesday night. Goodbye.